Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Google just released their 2025 Q3 result. The market reacted very positively. For the whole year, Google stock performed really well. We are still looking at a below 30 PE ratio. So today, we're going to look at Google or the alphabet. How the business is doing? Is it a good opportunity to buy its stock? Well, let's get right into it. Although Google needs no introduction, we will still go through their core businesses. If you're not interested in this part, feel free to skip 2 minutes to the AI discussion. For their business, they have 3 main segments: Google Services, Google Cloud, and other bets. Google Services basically is their first-party ads on Google Search, Google Map, Gmail, Play Store, etc. And they call it Google Search and Other. We can see in this quarter, it goes up 15% year over year. Then there is YouTube ads, also goes up 15% year over year. Then Google Network, which is their third-party ads running on other people's websites. This one goes down a little bit by 3%. Last is the subscription, including YouTube Premium and Google One, and Platform, which is the Google Play Store, App Sale, and in-app purchases, and the Pixel devices. It has also gone up 21% year over year. As a result, the entire Google services reached a revenue of $87 billion, up by 14% year over year, while dropping a bit the operating margin. The second segment, Google Cloud, $15 billion revenue with 34% increase year over year. This is another impressive growth, similar to last quarter when they saw 30% growth. Also, huge operating margin increase. The last segment, other bets, include many things like Waymo's business, some healthcare stuff, and Google Fiber. As always, this segment is relatively small compared to Google's other businesses. Revenue decreased from $388 million to $344 million, but operating income sees also more loss. But they didn't address this part in the earnings call. So, Google's entire revenue, or I should say Alphabet's entire quarterly revenue, is up from $88 billion to $102 billion, a 16% growth year over year. The net income grows from $26 billion to $35 billion, up by 33% year over year. Very, very impressive number. To summarize, their business is doing incredibly well. Of course, nowadays everybody is focusing on AI, so let's look at Google from AI's perspective, shall we? Sure, they might have fumbled a bit when ChatGPT just got released. Or actually, fumbled a lot, with probably the worst series of presentations they ever had. With a factual error from Google Bard, their initial chatbot, to the staged, misleading demonstration of Gemini in December 2023. But things have changed. It is definitely one of the best models out there, on par with, or in some areas, better than OpenAI's ChatGPT or Anthropic's Cloud. But it's not just model. Google is either dominating or at least very strong in almost every layer of AI. For the Gemini chatbot, Google doesn't disclose the subscribers or usage in the SEC filing, but it did mention the 150 million Google One subscribers in the Reuters article in May 2025, compared to the 100 million subscribers in 2024. Now that is a 50% increase year over year, which is remarkable. Beyond the best model, they also have the chips. So unlike other AI players, they don't depend on NVIDIA to train their models or do inference. Google designed their own TPUs, and their TPU story goes all the way back to 2015, when they first deployed TPUs internally for Google Search. And they have been working on it ever since. In 2025, they have the 7th generation now. So even with same training job or inference job, you would bet they have better margin compared to others, because they don't have to pay a fat chunk to NVIDIA. Of course, this also means the AI story for Google is not twofold. Not only they are a dominant player in the AI market, directly competing with OpenAI or Anthropic and a few others, but also they are one of the largest cloud provider, alongside with AWS and Microsoft Azure. So they also provide TPUs, the critical AI compute capacity, to other AI competitors. Just in October 2025, Anthropic and Google announced a huge deal worth of tens of billions of dollars that Anthropic will get access to up to 1 million Google TPUs, which will bring over 1 gigawatt of AI compute for Anthropic in 2026. This is of course a great news for Google, allowing them to compete with NVIDIA at the frontier scale. And with the best model and chips, I hope it's obvious to you that they have the AI talent. That's also why Elon Musk and Sam Altman founded OpenAI in the first place. In Elon Musk's own words, OpenAI was created as an open source, which is why I named it OpenAI, non-profit company to serve as a counterweight to Google. Many of the most important AI researchers or founders that today are outside of Google actually worked in Google sometime in their past. Jeffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, Ilya Sutskever, co-founder and longtime chief scientist at OpenAI, Dario Amodei, CEO and co-founder of Anthropic, Mustafa Suleyman, the CEO of the new Microsoft AI Group. The list goes on and on. And of course, Google still has many great AI talents. Another thing Google is very strong in is the capital. In the beginning, we went through the ridiculous amount of revenue and income that Google generates. But I didn't talk about Google's capital expenditure because I want to leave it here. You can see quarter after quarter, Google is spending huge amount of capital in the AI build-out. The servers, basically TPUs and GPUs, new data centers, power and cooling, etc. 13 billions in 2024 Q2 and Q3, then in 2025, 14 billions, 17 billions, 22 billions, and this quarter, 24 billion. Huge amount of money. But this is not even the craziest part. Google, starting from Q2 2024, started to pay dividends right when their capital expenditure is exploding. I summarized it in this table. As you can see, they spend about 2.5 billion per quarter on dividend on top of the already massive about 15 billion per quarter stock buyback. As if they're saying, yeah, we need to spend a lot more money building AI stuff, but there's still so much money left and we don't know what to do, so why not give it back to our shareholders? In contrary, OpenAI, because of the constraint of capital, they have to do a bunch of circular deals with Nvidia, Oracle, and AMD, etc., which certainly raised a lot of eyebrows. In the end, the final advantage I'll mention about Google is the apps. They have search, they have Chrome, they have Maps, Docs, Gmail. All of their apps can be or has been integrated with AI. So they don't even have to bother to find the proper AI usage, not to mention YouTube. As Ben Thompson called in his article, YouTube shopping is getting help from AI to make tagging easier, which means every item in every YouTube video is well on its way to being a monetizable service. If it happens, which I think is very possible, could be a huge uplift to YouTube's already massive income. Okay, I gotta stop. I think I made my point. As usual, let's take a look at the valuation. I won't bore you with the details. All the assumptions I used for this DCF is on screen. For the situation in the middle, it will arrive at $5.8 trillion with 14% growth rate of 10 years fast growth. And you can argue the starting free cash flow is relatively low considering the huge capex recently. So even this valuation is a bit conservative. Today, Alphabet has a market cap of around $3.4 trillion. I'm very bullish on Google from the story side, and on the number side, it also shows to be undervalued. Although they have some serious competition, they have no doubt very wide moat. So I can totally see that they reach 10 trillion market cap in the next decade. Of course, this is just my personal opinion, not an investment advice. So if today's video is helpful to you, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. More videos are coming, and see you on the next one.